All right.
All right, Up Top Podcast.
Up top with that.
Welcome, welcome. It's your boy Stemo.
And it's your boy Sean Spacely.
All right, welcome back. Thank you guys for taking the time to watch us here. This is episode 8 of season 3 of Up Top Cast. And, we're going to go ahead and end this off with a bang for
You
season
already
3. How you
know.
like me now, Spacely?
How you like me now, Steve Mo? It's been a wild ride. Looking forward to season 4 because you know the new NBA and stuff like that. But it's gonna be interesting. But I want to end off things properly with our season 3, episode 8.
All right. That's definitely what we're gonna look forward to. And of course, we want to also make sure that we give you guys the latest updates, news, of course, predictions, and of course, we want to make sure that you guys go ahead and prepare for season 4 that's coming soon. Stay tuned for that. So, we're gonna go right into it. And me and Spacely, man, we've been seeing a lot of sports these last couple of weeks. A lot has changed, especially now that we have witnessed so much that has going on in the NFL. We're pretty much almost halfway in the season right now. And man, this last week of week 7, man, what a phenomenal ending to week 7. A lot of games that we weren't expecting to see win. Those teams won, and a lot of teams that clearly still are not there yet still have a lot of work to do. But there was two teams that we really were waiting to watch, and it was like a Super Bowl preview for a lot of people. Um, especially the top two teams in the AFC and the NFC, and of course, we want to go right into it, man. And it's no other than the Miami Dolphins, who was 5-1, and also the Philadelphia Eagles that were 5-1. And as you can see, I'm repping the home team here. uh, they wore the Kelly Bean jerseys on Sunday night, and they actually played a phenomenal game against the Miami Dolphins. I mean, talk to me, Spacey. How was your reaction after this game, man? I mean,
Our
you tell me
defense.
how you felt about the final score.
Our
And
defense.
for those who didn't watch the game, the Eagles actually beat the Dolphins 31-17. So, I
Our
mean, it was
defense.
definitely a tight game in the first half, but second half, I mean, man, defense really stepped up.
Our defense couldn't hold Jalen Hurts and the offensive mindset that Philadelphia Eagles had. We did our best with Toa Tua and Tyreek Hill connecting for 10 of 11 passes for a couple yards, but the defense of Philadelphia held Tyreek Hill down to less than 100 yards, which is what he's used to. Only allowed him to score 2 touchdowns, so it proved that we may have changed up our offense, but our defense didn't come with the second half energy like they had in the first half, and the Eagles exploited that. So that game was amazing from start to finish, but the better team
Right.
pulled on out.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, I think most importantly, it came down to who actually wanted it more. And not only that, but definitely got to give the Dolphins credit because they didn't have all their main guys, especially
No,
on the
we had six
defensive end.
players down. Six
That was
players.
the
Yep.
concern. And yeah, that clearly was a concern coming into this game, as well as on the offensive side. A couple of linemen went out, and I believe your receiver Jalen Waddle, he was a
Yep.
little hurt. So it was really, in the hands of Tua and Tyreek the whole game, and also
And
the running game was nowhere. So I mean, I must say I got to give props to the coordinator for the Eagles, the defensive coordinator. He made some key adjustments to stop that high-powered offense.
And now I know a lot of people are going to be commenting and say, oh, well, what about the refs? I'm like, don't get me wrong. There were some very controversial calls. I felt like a couple flags didn't go on either side because there's a couple things we did that they let slip, and there's a couple things that people thought the Eagles did where in one case we had one of the offensive linemen grab one of our defensive linemen when he was trying to make the tackle, and the refs didn't see the holding call. Now, in the heat of the moment, it's not easy for the refs to determine what's a penalty and what's not a penalty because sometimes they're in the thick of things, sometimes they're in the holes, sometimes they're on the outside watching the corners and the safeties as well as the wide receivers. So, yes, the refs may have made a big play in certain situations, but I felt like we still had a whole second half that we could have came out, refocused ourselves, and make it a better game. But like I said, hats off to the Eagles up front office upstairs. You guys made some great calls and hold down Toa and Tyreek Hill being the only two weapons, and unfortunately, we could only come out with 17 points.
Yes, how you like them Kelly Greens though?
That I ain't gonna lie, that was fire. You guys came
Yeah,
out clean for the hometown game. Yup.
yeah, and I was just very impressed to see, not only them wearing the throwback jerseys that we talked about in the previous episodes that were upcoming. They actually represented in style. They wanted to, relive those '90s years when Randall Cunningham and Reggie Brown and Reggie White, Jerome Brown and Reggie White was there, and those are the Eagles legends, that came, to bring the franchise to, greatness. At the time they were still up and coming team, but wearing those colors, man, and now they're wearing the midnight greens. It really brought back good memories for those who actually were watching the Eagles in the '90s. For them to see, how they had Randall Cunningham as their main guy, their star player, to try to lead them to the playoffs, and for them to relive it now to see Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown and all these guys that are ready to prove that okay, it's not just about what we wear, but per our performance. And I got to give them props, man. They took the time to evaluate what they needed to do after their last week's loss, and the same thing was this week. They're going to go ahead and prepare to move forward into the division, but as well as the Dolphins clearly wanted to make sure that hey, they make adjustments going on to the rest of the season because that was a matchup they pretty much were trying to prepare for, but it wasn't where up to standards what they were used to,
Yeah,
especially
because
scoring more than 17 points.
oh, for sure. Because now everybody's gonna say, "Oh, the Philadelphia Eagles was our toughest matchup." Because the next game coming up is against the Patriots, who haven't been
Right.
doing surprisingly well. So, folks, I need folks to just chill, just relax, understand. We gonna regroup. We gonna run it back, and then when we play against like maybe the Chiefs or somebody of that caliber, I think we'll have what it takes now to at least erase the 17 points that we did this game.
Of course, man. Again, it just shows that those are two good teams that may see each other again in the Super Bowl, and you know,
That would
again
be dope.
now
That would
that
be
would
dope.
be a great way to go ahead and go to Las Vegas. I know you as a Dolphins fan, me as an Eagles fan, Spacely, and we would love to see obviously those two teams get back to it.
Oh
Obviously,
yeah,
the Eagles went last year and got defeated by the reigning champs, the Chiefs, and they are actually also 6-1 as well. So,
oddly
the
enough.
Dolphins have some work to do in
Yeah,
order to try to beat the Chiefs because I believe they have them on their schedule this week as well, or not next
yeah.
week, but
We
the
have them
following.
coming
But
up for sure.
hmm oh yeah, so got to give props to Jalen Hurts, man. He definitely played through a knee injury that people are still concerned about, but here at Up Top Podcast, we'll give you the latest. I believe he's going to still be playing.
Hmm.
And they picked up some key guys. Julio Jones now that's playing for the Eagles. He actually made his
I don't know
debut,
how.
and
I don't know how
I mean,
Atlanta couldn't keep him. Atlanta, in my opinion, that's the fall of Atlanta. You lost probably one of your greatest weapons in your offensive line. I don't even know what Matt Ryan gonna do now at this point because who's he gonna throw it
well,
to?
well, he's a journeyman now. After he left Atlanta, he ended up going to Tennessee to
Yeah,
play with AJ Brown, who now plays for us, and then he ended up trying to play for Tom Brady. who ended up obviously retiring. So he has another chance of trying to win a ring, after almost winning a ring. So so yeah, how you like me now? I mean, we gonna see what these guys are gonna be capable of. The Eagles are not done. They picked up another veteran. They traded for a safety named Kevin Byard. So me being a youth fan, keeping up with them, seeing how they're being very competitive. They have still a long season to go. And I think that they have some tough matchups ahead, especially with the Chiefs, especially with the 49ers, the Bills, the Cowboys, of course. So they're 6-1 right now. This is a good start, but there's always more work to do, as they say.
Say my Dolphins may be 5-2, but I feel like it's one of the best starts that we've had in a long time. We can capitalize on this, push forward, watch film, get practice in, and focus on the next game. The
Of course,
last week
of
is over
course,
with. Let's get forward to this week.
of course. And Miami is still one of the top offenses in the league because I mean, once everybody's back to health, like especially getting back your defensive guys, you're gonna make some noise. So we will definitely want to see another rematch, hopefully in the Super Bowl. So
Hopefully, fingers
especially
crossed.
for those Dolphins fans, especially those for those Eagles fans, and especially for NFL. We love to see great entertainment, and Sunday night was a great entertainment game. So
Oh, for sure.
now we're moving forward. To the following week here at Up Top Podcast. We give you guys week by week of the schedule and making sure you guys know exactly what teams are playing. So we're going into week 8 now, pretty much almost halfway in the NFL season, basically. There's a lot
Yeah,
still going on. A couple games that we're going to be able to look forward to. So, starting tomorrow, Thursday night football, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Buffalo Bills.
I'm trying to
Who
figure out
you
what's
got?
going. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with Buffalo because now I feel like I should root for Tampa because the last two games, Josh Allen out here flopping like LeBron, and then nobody wants to catch his passes. They're not moving up the field efficiently anymore. Like, what happened? Derek
Yeah,
Hamlin
man.
come back. Derek Hamlin come back, and all of a sudden they forgot how to play football.
Correct. And the
So I'm going with Tampa
Patriots,
Bay.
yeah, okay.
24-17.
Upset. Mm,
24-17.
wow. Well, I think the Bills are still figuring out an identity in that team because Von Miller hasn't been back yet, and there's some guys that just got hurt as well as you said, DeMar Hamlin is back in return. So I feel like they still haven't gotten it together yet. Tampa Bay, on the other hand, they lost that nail biter, obviously, against Atlanta, which that should have been a game they needed to win in their division. But I might have to go with the better quarterback, and that's Josh Allen. He's going to have to figure out a way to beat Baker Mayfield, and I'm sure at home with
I
that
mean, it's
crowd,
possible,
he's going to
but
win.
I need Josh Allen to stay on his feet, though. Like, I need him to stay 10 toes down, not
Hmm.
10 toes up, because they need it. If they lose to Tampa Bay, even though I do have Tampa Bay pulling it out, if they lose to Tampa Bay,
Hmm.
people are going to question their postseason hopes for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. So I got Tampa Bay getting that L on Thursday night by Buffalo. I'm gonna go with the scoreboard would say 20 to maybe 13. Hopefully that
Okay,
should be a close game, but yeah, we want to see a great football game on
for
Thursday night,
sure.
and it's going to be on Amazon Prime for those who are Tampa Bay and Buffalo fans. So moving forward, we got a couple of other key games on
Full
week
docket
8.
on Sunday. Hmm.
We're going to go ahead and start off with the LA Rams and Dallas Cowboys. That's going to be a big game for both teams. Who you got
I
winning
need
those
Dallas.
those
I
games?
need Dallas to win in a big way. I need them to win in a big way because Stephen A is having a field day with y'all. I need someone to talk to Dak Prescott. I need someone to
Hmm.
talk to Ezekiel Elliott. Get the offensive line coach on the phone too, like something, because man, the last
Yeah,
couple games have not been TV worthy, in my opinion. They haven't proven that they're America's team. So somebody got to make the call. Somebody got to figure something out because this is not looking too well for them. But the Rams, on the other hand, coming off a big game last week, I have them. Oh, I have them upset in Dallas. I'd say 21 to yeah, I say 21-14 because I haven't seen the
Okay.
Dallas defense stop anybody up the field in a while.
All right. You heard it first from Spacely, y'all. How do you like me now? He's gonna go ahead
Hey,
with them. I'm gonna go obviously go with the Dallas Cowboys. They have been playing well these last couple games now. Well, they obviously want to make sure that they stay relevant. So, of course, they will go ahead and try to beat the Rams. So at home, so they have a chance. Well rested. Um, we'll see how it goes. I obviously got them beating them. Probably, I'm gonna go with 30-17.
but the game
Yeah.
one of the games I'm really interested in seeing is Jacksonville versus Pittsburgh. The
Mm,
Jacksonville Jaguars are 5-2. Think about that. When's the last time we've said Jacksonville had a winning record?
yeah. Well,
So
Jacksonville
I
actually
got
made the
them.
playoffs, basically last year. They actually made the
True,
playoffs, and they actually
in
had
a
a little
roundabout
battle
way.
going around,
Hmm.
and it was very impressive to see how they played. And they, still have young guys that are still learning the game more and more. So, with their head coach that used to play coach for the Eagles, Doug Peterson, they have a chance to get far. So, especially in that division.
That's for sure. So for me, I'm gonna root for the Jaguars on this one. I got them upsetting.
Likewise,
I got them upsetting Pittsburgh, 31-24.
likewise. Okay. All right. Well, a matchup I'm looking forward to see, in this is obviously, this game that a lot of people want to see, and that's going to be that Cleveland, I would say, and Seattle game because Cleveland does not have Deshaun Watson. They clearly tried to
Yeah,
bring him back last week. He got hurt. Now they're bringing in the backup. Now, Seattle, on the other hand, they still are trying to figure out their identity as well. I feel like obviously Seattle at home with the 12th man, how you like me now, they're going to beat the Browns.
oh, without question. And
Yeah, and the
it's no
Browns just
long
beat the Colts last week, so yeah.
and and there's no more rivalry, in my opinion, between my Dolphins and the Patriots. The Patriots aren't what they used to be anymore. They don't scare us like they used to. They're not gonna give us a problem. I have Tagovailoa getting his revenge from losing to you guys, and he's just gonna take it out on Tom Brady, Tom Brady's former team. He's gonna make Bill Belichick go home really mad. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say we gonna pull this thing out
All right,
21, because they still got some offensive powers over there. They may be
oh
two
for
and
sure,
five, but the Patriots still got some offensive.
for sure. Another good matchup that we want to see, obviously, that San Francisco and Cincinnati game. Now, San Francisco's kind of
Yeah,
banged up as well. They're not gonna have. They said breaking news today that Brock Purdy may not be actually playing. Their backup Sam Darnold is going to be the starter because Purdy's in concussion protocol. I mean, that's a tough one for the 49ers fans out there because
that
that's their
offensive
guy.
line wasn't
Also,
protecting them against Minnesota. Minnesota was eating them up. So I can only imagine how 49ers feel watching their offensive line
yeah,
fail their
yeah,
quarterback.
right. They also are going to miss Deebo Samuel, who has been out as well. So their main guy is really Christian McCaffrey. On offense, he's going to
Right.
have to figure out a way to get that team going. But Cincinnati coming off a bye, bringing back Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, those guys are ready to go ahead and try to get back to where they were, in the AFC. So should be a good matchup. But yeah, man. I mean, overall. We see obviously Washington and Philly. I definitely got my Eagles fly, beating the Commanders. Um, and then the Jets and the Giants game. I mean, Battle of New York. Mm,
That's all you can call it. Because let's really be honest, you have a Jets team with no Aaron Rodgers, whose legacy is up in the air. You got a backup quarterback that's fighting for his life, and then you got the Giants.
right. Yeah. The Giants clearly got that win last week against the Commanders, but I just
With the
don't see them
Commander.
going too far.
Yeah,
Right.
no,
Yeah.
no.
So, I mean, Baltimore, Lamar Jackson, definitely he's on a hot streak right now. I feel
Been
like they're going
stepping
to
up last
destroy the
couple games.
Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the same thing with
And then,
Kansas
yeah,
City.
the
They're going to
Cardinals.
destroy
It,
Denver.
yeah, yeah. I would, I
So,
would, I would expect the Cardinals to give Lamar Jackson a good fight, but really and truly, as you can see, he leads in this game. He leads everyone in both passing
hmm
as well as rushing. So it's going to be
yeah.
hard for Carolina to stop him, especially when he's on his feet.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And of course, the Bears don't have Justin Fields, so I obviously see the Chargers winning at home against them for Sunday night football. And the Monday night matchup, Detroit, man, they got destroyed by the Ravens last week. So I feel like they're gonna take their "How You Like Me Now" back home on Detroit, on the
Oh, for
Las Vegas
sure.
Raiders, and we're gonna see. Obviously, hopefully, it's a good game, but I see obviously that being a dominant game for the Lions. So yeah, these are all our predictions, everyone. I mean, you guys give us your predictions here at Up Top Podcast, Season 3, Episode 8. We want to make sure that, we can hear your feedback as well. Who do you think is going to get upset this week, Week 8? Who do you think that is actually on the team that's on the rise? We obviously told you our power rankings of teams who really have been stepping up, and then the teams that clearly have been stepping down. So, um, we want to hear from you guys. Let us know your thoughts and feelings. Especially now we're almost halfway in the NFL season.
Let us know in the comments below, fans, who you guys feel is going to win. Is there upset alert? Are we looking out for anybody to tell the team that they're playing how you like me now? As it take the win? Let us all know up top.
Oh yeah, up top it says so. Yeah, we definitely want to appreciate the time you guys took to listen to the NFL segment of Up Top Podcast Season 3, Episode 8, How You Like Me Now. And now we're going to go ahead and move forward to the next sport that, of course, has just begun. And the season has just begun. And man, I know we were waiting for this since June. Seriously,
Basketball is
man.
back. Basketball is back. That's
NBA
all I can say.
is
The
back,
return
everyone.
of the league. We are back, baby. We are back.
Well, let me put my hat back since we are back, and you know, I got to represent also, the Heat for them to be back. And man, we have to obviously talk about last night's game. Defending champs with the team called the Denver Nuggets,
I
and
have
they
no
were
idea what happened.
they were the defending champs. They actually went ahead and dominated and made
Crushed.
sure to prove
Crushed
it to
them.
everyone out there that they are the defending NBA champs. They beat
What
the
happened to
Lakers,
Anthony
everyone.
Davis? What happened to Anthony Davis? I'm sorry. What? 0 for 6 from the field? No free throw attempts? Nothing down low? No defensive boards? No offensive putbacks?
Show
He
the
basically
struts.
had the Joker and Jamal Murray look at him and say, "How you like me now? We swept you, and now we took our ring and a dub. How you like me now?"
Yeah,
That
yeah.
game,
And go ahead.
that game right there. Oh, you know, all I'm saying is that game right there let me know that the Lakers are in for a long season. Because if Anthony Davis doesn't prove to everybody by The second or third game, folks are going to start doubting his abilities because we all admit he is what? Top three. When he's healthy, top three in the league. He's just phenomenal. But
Right.
I'm not understanding where his mindset is because you haven't played ball in a while. You haven't been healthy in a while. And now that you had a chance to do both, not only did you prove to us that what the Joker did to you in the playoffs is the same thing he did in the season opener for the championship ring ceremony, proves to us that it wasn't a fluke. They swept you guys cleanly, and now they shoving their ring in your face to the point where you have the stadium chanting, "Who's your daddy? How you like him now?"
Mm,
That was
mm.
crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy.
I think the Denver coach really found his new slogan after that parade because the fact that the fans had the nerve to say that at the end of the game, and knowing that LeBron was hearing all the reports and all the statements, and for them to actually not get that piece from Anthony Davis, that says a lot. They still have a lot of work to do. Now,
Oh, for sure.
you can't obviously blame this game on LeBron. Again, he
No, oh no.
did
He
what he
did.
needed to do,
I blame
and
coach. I blame the coach because he pulled LeBron out in a key moment in the fourth quarter that LeBron could have stayed longer. Because
oh
it's
yeah,
game one, it's a season opener. To their defense, they kept saying, "Oh, we're watching his minutes. This is season 21 for him."
mm-hmm,
Stop it. LeBron is taking care of his body the best way he's can for all these years.
oh yeah,
Even LeBron would know if he really need to come out. And you could see it on LeBron's face as he was walking off to the bench that it was a bad call, it was a bad move, and Denver capitalized on it and just destroyed them in the fourth quarter.
yeah, and you got to give obviously Nikola Jokic, man, the two-time MVP, Finals MVP as well. I mean, the guy
He did that. He
hasn't
did it.
lost a step. He hasn't lost a step. For him to go ahead and, you know, come back, focus, knowing that he has a job to do, and that's to dominate as one of the best big men in the league. And for him to go ahead and put on a performance to get a triple double his first game, how you like me now, NBA? I'm back.
Literally. That's what he said. He said, "Y'all made fun of me about looking for racehorses. Cool. I'm going I'm to drop this bomb on your favorite team. I'm going to collect my ring. And I'm going to go buy me a horse. How you like me
hmm
now?"
Yeah, he definitely took the time to, enjoy his vacation with his family back in Serbia. Coming back to the States, he knew what time it was. And speaking of, knowing now that the Nuggets are actually, the team, the other matchup that we got to watch was the Suns and the Warriors. And that was another game that came down to the wire last night.
That was a good
Talk to
game.
me about that one, Spacey.
That was a good game. Chris Paul showed Phoenix how you like me now because he came through clutch. Certain things he showed everyone that, yes, he was blessed to be an on ball offensive creator, but being in Golden State, we are now getting to see the true art of being a point general. That is Chris Paul. Moving without the
Yes.
ball, finding the open man, getting the difficult shots, even calling his own number, proving to everybody that, yes, Phoenix may have won by four because they had more of the offensive power, but at the same time, Golden State was also missing their key player in Draymond Green. So
Right.
they're going to meet Phoenix again. When Draymond Green is healthy and he's playing, I don't believe Phoenix can beat them that often again. That game was a
Yeah, and
really
also
good game.
and also you got to give Devin Booker his guy. This guy's a scoring
Machine.
machine. He literally he did everything possible to make sure that they won this game. And
He willed it
again,
himself.
they didn't have their new upcoming also superstar by Bradley Beal, who was out this game, but they definitely wanted it more. The Warriors played and fought without Draymond, like you said, Spacely, but
Yep.
most importantly, they didn't get to close out at home. And, those are key games that they're going to need to have, especially going throughout the season,
Oh, that's for sure. Because as you can
for
see,
sure.
because the only time Golden State really showed signs of life was the third quarter, where Chris Paul took over. On the box score,
Hmm.
Phoenix
Oh, yeah.
Phoenix was outscored by Golden State 40-19 in the third, and that was the big
Mm.
rally that they needed. But unfortunately, Devin Booker turned up in the fourth. He scored in total 32 out of their 28 total points in the end, proving to everybody that he wanted this win to show everyone, hey, we gave up Chris Paul. Chris Paul didn't leave us. So he was basically telling his boy, yeah, we boys always be cool, but how you like me now?
Yes, sir. That's definitely what's important right now. Chris Paul is going to have to get chemistry with Curry, Clay, everyone else that plays on the Warriors. And as well as, knowing that if he's going to be the starting point guard, he's going to have to make sure to limit his scoring and do more assists. Curry is obviously going to get his points. Clay is going to get his points. Wiggins is also going to get his points. So they have a small lineup now. Obviously, their big man is Kevon Looney. But most importantly, yeah, when Draymond gets back, it's going to be a bit difficult playing against the bigger teams that have big men. So obviously, Phoenix took advantage of that. I'm sure they out rebounded them. But yeah, overall, it was still a great opening night to watch these two teams battle. And of course, like I stated earlier, Denver is still the top team, obviously, in the West. We're going to see, obviously, which team can actually go ahead and defeat the defending champions.
It's going to be a
So,
great season. For sure,
oh
it's going
yeah,
to be a great
for
season. This
sure,
is going to have some
for
interesting
sure.
basketball.
Oh yeah, for sure. And we're just gonna go right into the rest of this week. First week of the NBA. You already know there's games going on today, and of course we can just see that teams are looking forward to playing 82 games. A lot of young guys are back. A lot of course, rookies, making their debut. Um, you tell me, Spacey, what you think these season matchups are going to be
That
like this
man,
upcoming season.
it's one name. I didn't think I would ever be saying his name so often, but it's that boy, Victor Wembanyama. This kid
Mm,
is going to be the truth. I don't know where they found him in France. I don't know who created him, but flowers to all of you because he is going to dominate.
he's the
Now
real
I'm not
deal.
saying now I'm not saying they're gonna go, you know, 50-10 like how Pop used to do it or go 52-12, but they're gonna be hard to beat as long as he's on the floor. If that young man can stay healthy, stay consistent, stay strong, get stronger, learn his craft and be a rookie through and through, there isn't anyone that's gonna stop him.
Mm,
Because he's
yeah.
proven through the preseason that once he gets his bearings underneath him, once he gets his
Hmm.
footing, and once he understands his role on his
Hmm.
team, the man is going to be the truth. He's going to be an amazing rookie this year.
Yeah.
Compared to Chet Holmgren, who, in my opinion, was overhyped. He hasn't even played the game of basketball at a high level since his injury previous rookie year. So I'm looking forward to seeing if Chet can keep up with Victor, Scoop Johnson, that is in Portland, just to name a few rookies. Those guys are
Scoot Henderson. Yeah, yeah.
on
These
my
rookies
radar
that
right
are
now
they're
because
gonna
they
be
have what
making
it
their
takes.
debut.
Hmm.
Yeah. I think, like you just stated, Victor Wembanyama, we talked about him obviously earlier on the season. He actually is going to really show NBA players that, hey, he belongs here. For him to come to this country, coming from France and dominating there to now playing for the San Antonio Spurs, we're going to see exactly why he could become the rookie of the year this year.
Oh, for
And
sure.
there's a lot of there's a lot of people watching to seeing what he can do. Overall, he definitely has a lot to work on in his game, but I'm sure definitely he wants to lead the Spurs to get to the playoffs again.
Oh, that's for sure. I don't think Victor's mindset is just let's have fun. He realized now that this is not overseas. This is not his France club team. This is a national organization. It is all about championships. We're all about finals. We're all about getting the rings and the accolades. Yes, but at the end of the day, the goal is a championship. So let's see
Right.
if he can fit into the NBA mold. Because so far, so good. But hey, it's only game one. We got a lot more games to go.
Oh
But
yeah. Stay tuned.
speaking of names, what's your feelings about your sister team to the Eagles, which is the Philadelphia 76ers? There's not so much brotherly love over there now.
Oh boy. I mean, well, clearly, definitely is not a lot of brotherly love. Obviously now having a new coach, first and foremost, they no longer have Doc Rivers. They have Nick Nurse. And they're just going to have to figure out how they can get back to where they were. The reigning MVP right now, Joel Embiid, looks like he's going to have to dominate again to get them to be the top again of the East. And at this point, we want to go ahead and just really dissect and see what they can really do. They have a team that, some of these guys are young and some of these guys are old. Um, you know, Most importantly, they're trying to see whether their main other all-star player, James Harden, is going to play for that organization. And, we can go right into what has been going on with James Harden, Spacey. Like, talk to me. Why is he actually now finally reporting, as they said today in breaking news, that he's back in practice after missing 10 days of not being there with the team because
Two things.
allegedly being with his sick mother.
That's the
How you
first
like
point.
James Harden now?
Right. I think that's what he was telling Philly. How you like me now? I left. Had to go take care of some family business, making sure mom Dukes is good. And then
Mm-hmm.
now I'm ready to be a part of the team. Now, we would believe you if you hadn't had history of being a journeyman. You started off in OKC, didn't work out. You got traded. You went to Houston. Houston made you the man. But you
Mm-hmm.
didn't like it because you weren't going to the finals. So what did you do? You went to Brooklyn. When you realized Brooklyn wasn't fun anymore, you jumped ship and went to Philly. Now, we don't know what to do with you anymore. We don't know if we should support you, defend you, or insult you because
Mm.
you claim that you didn't want to play. The general manager lied. They don't care about you. But yet still, you went home, talked to mom, shout out to Mama Harden, and she must have been the reason why you decided to come back because the team was going to move on without you. The team was looking to move forward, get ready to play this first game without you in rotation at all. So that's their way of saying back to you, hey, James Harden, how you like us now? We have found a way to play Philadelphia basketball without you. So, yeah, it's cool that you came back, but you know what? You can sit this one out.
Right. Yeah. Good point, Spacey. And I think right now he has to actually revamp himself, get himself ready for an NBA season
Yes.
because he can't think that he's just going to do what James Harden used to do. Like, it's a whole new season. You got to make sure put yourself in the best condition to stay healthy. And you can't just think that, oh, because I missed 10 days, I can just go ahead and get back on the floor right away.
Thank you.
That's not how it works. You have to build that chemistry with your teammates. You got to first of all get that trust in your coach. And, for him to be absent for so long and now to return because he doesn't like the general manager, it's a bad taste in the Sixers' mouth right now. So I don't know how that team is going to really gel together, especially if James Harden is still giving them distractions.
Exactly. He's messing up the chemistry as far as long term with his personal drama with the general manager. And it's making Joel Embiid question, was it a good idea for them to even get together in the first place? And when the star player of another team is concerned about the way you are affecting his team, lets us know that you might be on the way out.
Correct. That's a really start of a sign to say, okay, you don't want to be here? All right. We definitely may have a chance of trading you. May not be the team you would want to go to, which allegedly he's been trying to go to the Clippers. But right now, you are a Sixer. You opted in to sign that contract to stay with Philadelphia, knowing that, okay, maybe another superstar player would come and they would build around you and Embiid, but that wasn't the case. And that's why he feels away with the general manager because he thinks that he wasn't telling him and keeping it real with him. So it's now like, how is this going to play out? And we may see that the general manager may say, okay, you're not performing the way we wanted to. We got to let you go. We got to trade you somewhere else that you may not be happy to go to.
But it's
And
out of our hands, exactly.
that's something that James Harden is going to have to understand, that you are not going to get what you want, and that's something that the Sixers are trying to figure out whether they can move forward with him. But yeah, how you like me now, James Harden? You are now not opening the opening matchup against the Milwaukee Bucks and Dame Time.
Which we would have loved to have seen if you would have just made things less awkward and difficult.
Agree, agree. So let you guys know your thoughts and feelings on, will James Harden continue to stay
Yeah.
playing with the Philadelphia Sixers, or do you think throughout the season he may get a trade? You guys
And
let us
if
know your
so,
thoughts.
just to add on to what you're saying, Steve, now,
Hmm.
if he does happen to get up on a training block, where would you like to see James Harden next on his journey in the NBA? Let us know in the comments below.
Okay. All right. And then, we definitely want to go ahead and make sure to let you guys know we just heard this update here at up top that the All-Star game is going to be in Indianapolis 2024. So for those who are actually looking forward to the All-Star game, it won't be the draft format anymore, everyone. It's going to be bing, ding, 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 ding. Team Eastern All-Stars versus Team Western All-Stars.
Thank
The
God,
format
because that drama,
is
that
back.
drama between LeBron and Giannis, or LeBron and Kevin, or Kevin and Giannis, that was just it was so troublesome because
Yeah.
your favorite player, if the guys drafting the players wasn't your
Hmm.
favorite player, we won't get to see him on the floor. And in my opinion, the point of an All Star is that a player on a team or players on the team have proven that they are that guy on their squad. They are a key piece in their team's success. In my opinion, that's what defines an all star. So the fact that they had two superstars in LeBron and Giannis, or if you're Kevin Durant, picking other players of that caliber made the All Star game not as what it used to be. So I'm glad Adam Silver finally put the mallet down and said, you know what? Let's go back to the old format that everybody loved. We'll have our East versus our West.
Right. Yeah, man, this was a long time coming because, we obviously got tired of seeing Team LeBron beating
Yes,
the opponent. And,
every time
you know, uh, pretty much, he said
it got
the record
boring.
was 5-1. It
Yeah, it
got
got
to a
boring.
point where it's like, okay, you're picking all the
Yeah,
best players, LeBron. We get it. So, how you like
it's
me
like
now?
it's like him playing 2K in real life.
Right. Pretty much, that's what he did. And, obviously the fans kind of got like uninterested of watching the All-Star game, because it wasn't living up to where it needed to be back in the days when you would see the Eastern teams defeat either the Western teams or the Western teams defeat the Eastern teams. There was still competition at the end of the day because
Of course.
at the end of the day, it will help, bring in more ratings to the game. So I'm looking forward to seeing how the All Star plays out this year.
Hey,
It's in Indianapolis, so the Pacers are hosting it, but we're going to see exactly which NBA player makes their maybe All Star Day debut or continues to rise to the occasion. We obviously know most of the guys that were All Stars last year may go ahead and do it again this year, but you guys give us your thoughts and feedback. Do you guys like that the All Star game is back to the format, East versus West, or do you want to get back to the draft format?
my personal
All
opinion,
right.
let's stay with the East versus West.
I agree. I agree. And here at Up Top, we wanted to make sure we give you guys the latest news since it was just announced today by Adam Silver. So, we wanted to let you guys know here, yeah, we giving you nothing but Up Top news. So
And
look
speaking
forward
of
to
top
all.
news,
Oh,
shout
yeah.
out to the women. Shout out to the Las Vegas Aces for celebrating not one, but two championships in a back-to-back season. How you like
Back
them
to
now?
back,
How you like
back
them now?
to back, man. Let me
Mm.
let me bring my hat back to back. Bring the bring them back, man.
Man,
The aces, man. Like
man,
shoot, I wish I had an ace of spades bottle space because the amount of
me
champagne
too.
these ladies are drinking and supporting, the WNBA was obviously amazing this season to see them go against, a good team, the New York Liberty, and for them to beat them,
Right. Shout out
it
to
was
them
just
too.
yeah, it was a great finals run. The Aces really showed that hey, they were missing a couple girls or women actually in the end of the series, but man, they stood out. And Aja Wilson, that is enough said. She's the MVP, Finals
How you like
MVP.
me now? Two
I
times.
mean,
Two times. Count them. Not one.
she
Two
she
times.
she played phenomenal.
Was amazing.
Definitely, I think as LeBron even mentioned, she needs to get her own shoe.
I agree. Hey, up top fans, who should sign Asia Williamson? That would be another. That would be another topic to talk about as well too, because I
Oh
believe
yeah.
she can go anywhere except Puma. Yeah, I'm sorry,
Well,
Puma
she
fans
signed with Nike, so Nike clearly needs to figure out what they need to do with her because
and
if
fast.
another if another endorsement deal comes in, she might just go ahead and get that signature line going. But for now, she's with Nike, so I'm sure they'll probably have something in the works for her because they already gave Sabrina a shoe. So yeah, it was a
Then
battle
Asia definitely
between.
deserves a shoe for sure.
Oh yeah, she definitely needs that. So got to give the Aces their props. Tom Brady, who is also a minority owner, he's a champion again. He's retired, but he's still a champion. So
So I
shout
know
out to
he's
him.
telling everyone how you like me now. Now I got eight, and one of
Eight.
them I didn't have to play for.
Oh man, amazing, amazing to show the greatness of Tom Brady again. But yeah,
Yeah,
man, as an owner, a minority owner, he definitely supported. And Candace Parker, Spacey, three-time NBA champion with three different WNBA teams. How you
it,
like me now?
She is proving that there is evolution coming with women's basketball, especially in the WNBA. She is proving that wherever she goes, she is gold. She is a golden ticket. She is the gold mine. She's the fountain of youth because she is proving to everybody that putting her on the team is the best thing you can do, not only for yourself, but the city as well too, because she brings the fans.
Yeah, she actually played a couple games actually beginning of the season, and then she unfortunately got injured. However, she was still there to mentor those women as a veteran and as a champion. And for her to go ahead out there and still be a part of the team, and I know she also is an NBA analyst, but she still decided to come back and play because she loves the game of basketball. And for her to actually now be a three-time NBA champion with three different teams, she won already with the Sparks and she
Yeah,
already won with the Sky. So
yeah.
now she is with the Aces and now she just won her third. So I got to give her props. That is a how you like me now moment because Candace
For
Parker will
sure,
be a Hall of Famer when it's all said and done.
without question. That'll be her biggest "How you
Oh
like me
yeah.
now" moment when she's earned that, when she's rightfully earned that place in the Hall of Fame.
Oh
Definitely.
yeah. For sure, for sure. So definitely shout out to Becky Hammon, who obviously is a back-to-back NBA, WNBA champion coach. And for her
Started
to
from
be
humble beginnings.
firstly humble beginnings as well, being a WNBA player, and then to be an assistant coach at the Spurs, and now to be a coach for the Aces. It's incredible to her story, her journey as well. So definitely got
She's
to
a "How
shout
you
her
like
out
me
as
now"
well.
moment. Everybody downplayed her being Greg Popovich's assistant. I said, "What do you mean?" She's getting
Yeah,
the best information as a female coach. So when she got her call, she took all that experience and told the WNBA, "Hey, how you like me now? I got two of them."
facts. Not one, but two.
Boom.
So definitely shout out to Becky Hammond. But yeah, man, WNBA was a great season. Hopefully, more and more people are staying in tune with it now that the NBA is back. But we want to definitely continue to always shout out our women, especially this month of October. It's
Hmm.
Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we want to always here at Up Top Podcast always support those who actually are going through some rough times, especially in this new season. So, we always want to make sure that we support those who actually have survived and those who have lost loved ones through breast cancer. But, again, here at Up Top Podcast, we always want to make sure that, we continue to elevate and to support those women and also maybe out there men as well that are surviving that.
That's for sure. That's for
Uh,
sure. So
oh
appreciate
yeah.
you all. Appreciate you
Oh
tuning
yeah,
on
for
in.
sure. Sure, sure. So we got definitely one last sport to talk about, Spacely, and I mean we really haven't talked about it all season, but we want to definitely go ahead and bring it on because it is October's own, as they say.
That is true.
And
We have MLB. We have their World Series going on.
swing away, home run. And it's the last two teams left. I mean, the
We
Texas
have Arizona
Rangers.
and Philly.
Yeah,
Hmm.
no, actually, Arizona beat Philly, so
Oh,
Arizona's advancing to the World Series. They beat them last
good.
night in 7 games, so the actual Phillies had a chance of actually going back as they were up 3-2 and they lost. And then the Houston Astros lost to the Rangers, who also was a defending champ. So it's just
And that
like,
was
yeah,
that was a "How you like me now" moment when Texas won that series.
oh yes, definitely. Nobody expected them to beat the Astros, and nobody really expected the Diamondbacks to beat the Phillies. So we got two teams. I mean, tell me your prediction. Who's going to win the World Series, basically?
I got Arizona in this one. They've played lights out from start to finish. They overcame a lot of obstacles, and they definitely proved to everybody that they're here to stay by beating one of the defending champs. So, in my opinion, the Diamondbacks are going to prove to be a threat to the Texans. But we'll see because both teams were the underdogs in their own series. So it's going to be a
Right.
really good matchup in the end.
Yeah, I like the Diamondbacks too. I think they have been an underdog. No one actually thought they were gonna be that good. I'm sure their pitching is gonna do well. I'm sure their defense with the players is gonna do well. But offensively, they have done well enough to get to this far. And the Rangers, I don't really know too much about them, but I mean, I definitely want to see a good World Series. Hopefully, whichever team wins, they deserve it. But again, we want to obviously, see a great matchup. So I got obviously the Diamondbacks. Hopefully in game set in 7 games. We'll see.
Same here. I have them in six, but we'll see. We never know
Oh
what could
yeah.
happen.
Oh yeah. So definitely we thank you for taking the time to listen to the NBA, WNBA, and baseball segment that we talked about. And we want to of course finish off the season here, with nothing but motivational positive quotes that we always do here at Up Top. And, it's always important for us to always give you guys great words of encouragement to let you guys know that, hey, you're not alone. We are here with you. And for us to finish off season 3 of Up Top Podcast. It's amazing, man. It's just so much that we have done throughout the season, so much more to happen. But we want to go ahead and end you guys with some good motivational words this season so you guys can continue to stay uplifted. And, I have one
So the one
here.
for me that I've found.
Go ahead,
Well, you
Spacey.
want me
Yeah.
to go?
Oh,
All
yeah, you
right.
can go ahead and start, my brother.
So mine says it's not about the destination, but the journey to get there. That's pretty self explanatory. A lot of us like to look at the end goal of things instead of looking at how we get to where we need to be. So if we focus on the now instead of the future, it'll be well worth it when we get to the end.
Oh, yes. Great, great, great motivational quote, Space Needle. That's something we have to live by each and every day of our lives. I have one here. Um, this is obviously important, and I think for everyone to be able to know virtually nothing is impossible in this world. If you just put your mind to it and maintain a positive attitude, you're never too old to set another goal or dream, a new dream. Every day may not be good, but there's something good in every day. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is that little extra.
I like that one. That one
So,
was deep. That one was deep.
oh yeah. So, thankfully, continue to always remember these words of encouragement that we always share with you here at Up Top Podcast. I think that's something that we always want to make sure to continue as we move forward in these seasons to make sure that you are always knowing that we are going to continue to motivate and encourage and inspire for those who actually have their own podcasts, for those who actually are doing their own segments or their own sport or anything that they put their mind to. Always remember that you do everything in a positive way, and more things will come out. So,
Oh yeah. Up
oh yeah,
top we said.
up top we say. So we thank you so much for taking the time to listen to episode 8 of How You Like Me Now, season 3. We are officially complete, man. We got to give each other a hand, Spacey. I don't have champagne, but I do have a bottle of water. Let me go ahead and pop that thing.
But we appreciate all the fans, all the support. We appreciate everyone tuning in, giving us feedback. We love the comments. So please keep on supporting. Tell some folks about us and look forward to season 4 and more.
Oh, yes. Thank you guys for taking the time to watch our stories. Of course, all our videos and reels that we've clipped on YouTube as well as Instagram. Please follow us also on our social media pages, Up Top Podcast, at Up Top Podcast, also on YouTube. We appreciate, every single person that has taken the time to watch all our episodes, listen to us on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify. We have so much more for season 4 in store. We thank you also for giving us, great encouraging words, so much more in store. We want to shout out also our also other co-hosts, Tsunami Tommy. We want to also shout out family, friends, any other shout outs you want to go ahead and
Same
share?
here. Always got to shout out the family, shout out our boy Kamar, who's been holding us down. If you guys need someone who is really good with animating your reels, look up Kaj Media Group.
Yes,
At the
sir.
same time, I always want to uplift up the family. I always want to lift up those that support us because here at Up Top, we're always about positivity and keeping things up.
Yes, sir. Up top per se, again, we have so much more. Season 4 is actually going to be phenomenal. I can't wait to actually go ahead and share with you guys more until we have guests coming up as well. So stay tuned. Can't tell you guys who it will be, but keep looking at our stories, keep looking at our feed. You will actually go ahead and be able to witness that. Also, again, please tell someone to subscribe on our YouTube channel. We look forward to making sure that we can bring more and more things out. Of course, we look forward to also attending games so you guys can see behind the scenes as well as other intakes that we actually are sharing with you guys. So, I mean, man, season 4 is right around the corner. Be very
Be on the
aware. Have
lookout.
your
You gotta love it.
have your have your notifications ready. But I thank you so much again. We appreciate each and every one to taking the time to watch and listen to us
Thank you.
for season 3. So, here we know we always have to go ahead and end it with a good positive note. We want to always give God thanks first and foremost in everything that we do. And we want to always thank all our fans and all our supporters and friends. So, again, Up Top Podcast, Season 3, Episode 8, the finale, How You Like Me Now.
How
It's
you
your boy,
like me now?
Stemo.
And it's your boy Sean Spacely.
All right. And you guys enjoy the rest of your week. And we look forward to getting started Season 4. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Up Top with say.
Up top.
All right. We out.